Learn English to Gujarati. Interdependence to bias with.
परस्पर निर्भरता,
And.
पूर्वग्रह.
Welcome to the smart and slightly chaotic lab. Hey, you're about to learn big ideas in Gujarati without falling asleep on a textbook. We will keep it clear, useful, and just a little ridiculous. Today you will meet 8 powerful words. First, interdependence is.
परस्पर निर्भरता,
Feedback is.
प्रतिसाद,
Emergency is.
कटोकटी,
Nonlinearity is.
अरेखीयता,
Causality is.
कार्यकारण भाव,
Correlation is.
सहसंबंध,
Confounding is.
गूंचवणभर्યું,
Bias is.
पूर्वग्रह.
If these sound big, good. Big words make you sound clever at dinner. The village that runs on teamwork. Let us start with a word that sounds serious but is actually everywhere around you. Even breakfast is a team project. Interdependence is.
परस्पर निर्भरता,
Say it with me.
परस्पर निर्भरता.
A meal needs grain, water, spice, and a cook. That is.
परस्पर निर्भरता,
A farmer, a driver, a shopkeeper, and a family all rely on one another. That is.
परस्पर निर्भरता.
Funny image. Even the spoon says, I cannot do soup without the bowl. Very emotional. Very dramatic. Very.
परस्पर निर्भरता,
When people tell you things you did not ask to hear. Now we move to a useful word for school, work, and surviving group projects. Yes, I mean feedback, the gift that sometimes arrives wearing boxing gloves. Feedback in Gujarati is.
प्रतिसाद,
The teacher gave helpful.
प्रतिसाद,
After my presentation. Please send me your.
प्रतिसाद,
By email. Imagine a robot telling a joke, then asking for.
प्रतिसाद,
And then printing its own 5-star review. Very confident robot. Helpful.
प्रतिसाद,
Is like a mirror. It shows how your work looks to other people. Red lights and fast feet. This next word is serious, so we keep it respectful and clear. It is a very practical one to know. Emergency in Gujarati is.
कटोकटी.
This is an emergency. In Gujarati.
આ કટોકટી છે.
Call for emergency help now. You need.
કટોકટી,
Help. Picture a hospital door with a flashing red sign.
કટોકટી,
Memory trick. The sound feels sharp and urgent, just like.
કટોકટી,
When the line refuses to behave. Now for a mathematical rebel. Some lines wake up and decide they absolutely will not be straight. Nonlinearity is.
અરેખીયતા,
The graph shows.
અરેખીયતા,
At high values. This system has clear.
અરેખીયતા,
Imagine a ruler going to yoga class and coming back as a curve. Congratulations, that is.
અરેખીયતા,
The opposite is linearity, but today our graph has personality, drama, and.
અરેખતા,
Cause, effect, and the domino detective. Here comes a favorite from science and philosophy. It answers the question. What made what happen? Causality is.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
One event leads to another. That link is.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
In science.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
Is important for building explanations. Picture dominoes falling. One pushes the next. A detective points dramatically and says, aha.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
Exclamation mark single quote. Touch a hot cup and your hand feels warm. That simple cause-effect relation is.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
Friends, twins, and suspiciously similar graphs. Next is correlation, which many people confuse with causality. Graphs love causing drama this way. Correlation is.
સહસંબંધ,
The study found a strong.
સહસંબંધ,
Between sleep and mood. We noticed a.
સહસંબંધ,
Between practice and improvement. Imagine 2 bananas wearing matching sunglasses and saying, we rise together. That is.
સહસંબંધ,
Important.
સહસંબંધ,
Does not always mean.
કાર્યકારણ ભાવ,
They are related, but not the same. The confusing map of doom. Now let us enjoy a word for those moments when your brain says, absolutely not. You know the feeling. Confounding is.
ગૂંચવણભર્યું,
The map looked.
ગૂંચવણભર્યું,
At first. His explanation was so.
ગૂંચવણભર્યું,
That everyone paused. Imagine opening a box, and inside are 10 smaller boxes, and inside those are instructions written by a sleepy squirrel. Extremely.
ગૂંચવણભર્યું.
A tangled ball of string is a perfect image for
ગૂંચવણભર્યું.
the crooked scale. Our last main word is important in research, decision-making, and everyday life. It is the word for unfair leaning before the facts are even done talking. Bias in Gujarati is
પૂર્વગ્રહ. પૂર્વગ્રહ.
can affect judgment. We should challenge our own.
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
Picture a balance scale. One side drops because a heavy stone labeled
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
lands on it. A funny image helps. A ruler with
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
measures everything and says, my side is correct. Not very scientific. Quick drill challenge. You are doing great. Let us test your memory before your brain runs away for snacks. What is the Gujarati word for interdependence?
પરસ્પર નિર્ભરતા.
What is the Gujarati word for feedback?
પ્રતિસાદ.
What is the Gujarati word for emergency?
કટોકટી.
What is the Gujarati word for nonlinearity?
અરએખતા.
What is the Gujarati word for causality?
કાર્યકારણભાવ.
What is the Gujarati word for correlation?
સહસંબંધ.
What is the Gujarati word for confounding?
ગૂંચવણભર્યું.
What is the Gujarati word for bias?
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
Mini story in the research office. Now hear all the words together in one playful scene. Yes, this office has too much coffee and not enough calm. In a research office, the team studies
સહસંબંધ.
between sleep and productivity, but the boss keeps asking whether it is really.
કાર્યકારણભાવ.
Then a very
ગૂંચવણભર્યું.
graph appears, full of wild curves and obvious.
અરએખતા.
One intern asks for.
પ્રતિસાદ.
Another screams.
કટોકટી.
Because the printer is on fire, and the wise statistician calmly warns everyone about.
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
Finally, they remember that good teamwork depends on.
પરસ્પર નિર્ભરતા.
The printer still has trust issues. Friendly wrap up. Nice work. You just handled a set of advanced words like a language hero with a dictionary cape. Today you practiced.
પરસ્પર નિર્ભરતા. પ્રતિસાદ. કટોકટી. અરએખતા. કાર્યકારણભાવ. સહસંબંધ. ગૂંચવણભર્યું.
And.
પૂર્વગ્રહ.
Thank you for listening. Keep practicing, repeat the words aloud, use them in your own sentences, and come back soon for more English to Gujarati learning.